In this episode, I've jumped top end of the reservoir. There's an out of bounds section where you're not allowed to fish. Hi, my name's Lee and welcome to Butterley Reservoir. Proper excited. Same as always, I've had a good look around. It's very busy down here today, being a bank holiday weekend. It's the King's coronation, so yeah, a busy one. Let's go get the barbie. Well, it's been a long time since I've caught a full barrow of tackle around a lake, and I am exhausted and had a bit of a calamity. There's a really steep slope that you have to come down to get down here, and the barrow just lost it and ploughed into the posts in the fence, and if it wasn't for a good Samaritan helping me get back on track, I'd probably still be stuck there now. Okay, so let's get this show on the road and get set up. While I'm fishing the res, I've decided to use the Fox 360 Butterley. It's very fast to set up and just as easy to take down. Should I want move, I could be packed up and gone in a matter of minutes. As I mentioned, I did say it was very busy down here being the King's coronation, so I've decided to fish on Swanbank side. I have seen a few carp showing, so it's looking good for a bite. Let's see what happens. Just a quick look at the bait I'm using. What I've actually done is gone old school. Bought a great big bag of flaked maize and a bag of Vitaly. Soaked it up in a bit of water, soften it up a little bit. So let's have a look at what I'm putting in there. What am I adding to it? Well, just a couple of handfuls of 10mm boilies. They're going in with a couple of handfuls of 14mm boilies. And then what I've been doing is adding a bit of glug. Now, this mix cost me less than £8. I've also got a load of the flaked maize left and a load of the Vitaly left as well for the next sessions, whatever I do. But anyway, let's get this mixed up. Oh, if this was smaller vision, I think you'd be loving this. Oh, that absolutely, oh, smells pucker, that does. Pucker. I try not to use that word, but slipped it in. Yeah, that should put me a carp or two on the bank. If not a carp, a couple of bream anyway. This being a reservoir, there's plenty of them in here. So let's see what happens. So I called this video Reservoir Dog because I was planning on bringing my dog with me, Little Truffle. She's not very well at the moment, she's a little bit poorly, so bringing her out, stopping overnight, didn't seem like a good idea. So she should be better soon anyway, and she'll be with me for sure in the next video. To find the spots, I've had a quick lead around. Didn't really find anything in particular out there. It's quite a gravelly, clay, kind of silty bottom with a little bit of weed. What I've actually done in the end is ran the bait boat through the swim just to see what was actually out there. Here's what I found. Right, that video there just basically confirms what I thought. It's a very smooth bottom, A little bit of weed out there. There's very little variation in depth, if any at all. As you saw, showing average between 2.3 upwards, not much more than that. So I guess my bait is going to be the feature, and we'll have to hope that the carp come across it. After a lovely sunny day, I've caught the sun a bit. Look, I've got nothing to report other than the carp are active, to say the least, and I'm thinking about putting zigs out because they're on the surface. Makes sense. Coming up to sunset, the zigs have been out now for about 30-40 minutes. Carp are cruising on the surface right over the top of them. It's 7.5 foot deep, and I've got a zig on at 6.5 and 7 foot. So let's see what happens. Standing here watching the water, and while I'm doing that, I've got a million bats whizzing around my head. Surprising how close they come, but gonna sit back now and get the kettle on. Seems like it's been forever since I've done this. It's creepy red light time. Anyway, what's been happening? Well, I couldn't resist putting a third rod out because I can. The third rod's gone on a bottom bait though. The other two are still on zigs, but the third one's gone on a bottom bait with a little creamy toffee wafter. I sent it out in the boat, and the spod mix I've made up's gone out in the boat with it. That's the Vitaline and the flaked maize with the 10 and 14 mil boilies. So let's see what happens, and that's your creepy red light update for now. Okay, 20 to 11, got my first run. I got all mega excited about it, and it's a bream. Oh well, never mind. Get the rod back out and see if we can catch a carp. Yeah, not what we're really fishing for. Off you go. Bye-bye now. Well, I'm mega chuffed. 25 minutes have passed by and I've managed to turn that bream into a carp. So let's take a look. First carp out the reservoir, just under £10. I didn't come for catch absolute monsters. I come for catch some scaly ones, some different ones, some variation, and that's what's in this reservoir. There's plenty go at, and there is some really good carp in here as well. Hopefully we'll come across them at some point, but really satisfied with this one. Let's see if we can catch another. Quickly spinning round, and you can take a look at the other side. There you go. Got a lovely scale pattern right the way from his gill. A few scales down the centre and a load on the tail. Lovely. Good morning. Well, that was an eventful night. I was catching bream up until about 3:30 this morning. Had a few hours kip, got back up again at 5:30, and as you can hear now, it's raining. Not looking very good, but you got to hang in there, haven't you? You know, keep going. 9 AM. Slight change in the weather. Forecast says it's going to be showers on and off throughout the day. I'm going to be going home probably about 3 o'clock. So, a few hours go. Let's see what happens.
There's Leather Carp on. It's a carp. Second fish of the trip. Trying to snag him up in some reeds.
He's biting back.
It is now getting in close. Still got some power in him.
Chasing. Very nice.
And it's in the net. Good lad, sir. Carp.
That boy off anyway. There we go. Look at that, come off in the net. You don't have to unhook it, just a little wiggle. Come off. Oh, boss man.
After landing the carp, we didn't realise that we'd accidentally knocked the time-lapse button, so it was all filmed on fast. Actually, I mean super fast, so you don't get a chance to see much of the carp. Sorry.
With a couple of hours to go, 25 to 1, we've got another one. Let's take a look. He's a very angry one. Fin sticking right up. Caught just out the right-hand side margin. I had seen him show there a couple of times, so just basically the cast to a showing carp. Casting to showing carp equals carp. So, give him a kiss and you can go back. If this is the last one, hope you've enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget, give us a like, hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. You'll be up to date with all of the Bedtime Stories episodes. What a little belter. Look bigger than 12 pound under the water, don't we?
It is on the bank, to be fair.
Do you know who's on the train? I do. It's the KLF. It's the last train to Trans Central. Man, I'm old. All aboard, oh. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, there's another one. Could be bound for Moo Moo Land. Moo Moo Land. Like I've said, just when you think it's all over, right rod gone again, the one that's in the margin. This one a little bit bigger and just as lovely. And you just want to keep tensing up.
Fin up again, fin up again.
Yeah, I think they're all just angry fish, to be honest, all angry carp. But they are beautiful looking carp. The scale pattern on them is amazing. I mean, size isn't everything when you're catching them that look like this. Proper nice. Give me a quick turn around. And this side, again, both sides just as lovely. Just what I come for. Anyway, get it back. There's an hour or two. Maybe time for one more. Okay, clock is now telling me I've got to go. So sadly, that's the end of this episode. But catch me in the next one, where I'll be back at the reservoir with Truffle me dog. I'll see you then.